Real values of x is the equation above true. Let's write it out. Alright, so we gotta factor this out. If you have a polynomial and you have to factor it out on the test, think of grouping. That and that groups together. So over here, I can pull out and keep in mind, keep in mind that this problem will be in the no calculator section, so they won't let you use a calculator in this section. Let's pull the x out of there, or there's an x squared that's common here and here, so I'm going to pull the x squared out, and you're going to be left with x minus 3. And then from here, now the reason I said this problem will be in no calculator section is to keep in mind that 64 and 192, if this is in the no calculator section, more than likely, it'll work out nicely as far as it being factorable. So 64 actually goes into 192. 64 times 3 is 192. So from here, I can pull out a 64. And then 64, like we said, 64 times 3 is 192. So this will be minus 3 equals 0. Because now if I distribute this out, this will give me 64x. And then 64 times 3 is 192, so that will match up. And on this side, x squared times x will give me x cubed, and x squared times 3 will give me negative 3x squared, so it would bring me back to the original. Now we get to this point, we have to actually factor it out further. See that and that now? Is there something common that you see in both sides? An x minus 3. X minus 3 is here, and there's an x minus 3 here, so let's pull that x minus 3 out. So that x minus 3 is pulled out. If I pull that x minus 3 out, so this is gone, I'm left with x squared minus 64. Now it's factored out. So I have x minus 3 times x squared minus 64, that equals 0. At this point, I'll set each individual one equal to 0, so let's take that over here. I'll do x minus 3 equals 0, and we'll do x squared minus 64 equals 0. So over here it's simple, x will equal 3, and over here also relatively simple, x squared equals 64, and then x will equal plus or minus 8. I'm going to square root this side and square root that side. So my answer, really, the question is saying, well, what real values of x? It'll be x equals 3, 8, and negative 8. That will be my final answer, which would be answer choice D.